In our top stories for UT today, it may be the end of an era in women's athletics at UT, but there are still some big names carrying on the legacy of the Lady Vols. We'll take a look at Pat Summitt's remarkable career and the woman who will carry her whistle next year. Also coming up, there is a rumor that another icon of the Lady Vols would be removed from the women's program. Will the women's athletics team still don the famous orange, white, and baby blue in years to come? We'll answer this and more coming up on UT Today. Hello and welcome to UT Today, a news magazine program produced by students at the University of Tennessee. I'm Brittany Nada. Thanks for joining us. Pat Summitt has won more games than any other coach in NCAA college basketball history. Summitt had close to 1,100 wins as Lady Vols head coach, but Summitt's legacy means much more than basketball for UT and especially for those she coached. Reporter and former Lady Vol Glory Johnson reflects on Summitt's impact on her players and women's sports.
Pat Summitt has been the head coach of women's basketball at UT for 38 seasons. UT's Vice Chancellor and Director of Athletics, Dave Hart, highlights Pat Summitt's career.
Not even be appropriate for me to begin anywhere else but to have you look to the rafters in Thompson-Boling Arena. Because what you see here is the makings of Pat Summitt's outstanding career. The championship banners, the SEC titles, the 8 national championships, and the recognition of so many outstanding players who have gone through her program. Nothing's normal about Pat Summitt's standards in any way, shape, or form. If we could all live our lives by Pat Summitt's standards, we'd be way, way better for it.
Taking on the new role as women's basketball head coach emeritus, Pat is thrilled about the opportunity to continue working with Lady Vol student athletes.
I have loved my work at the University of Tennessee. It's been awesome. And I can say for almost 4 decades, it has been a privilege to make an impact on the lives of 161 women who have worn the orange. I am so proud of them, the Lady Vol student athletes, and an honor to see them graduate and become successful young women.
In hopes to carry on UT's memorable traditions, Pat strongly encourages Lady Vol fans to support head coach Holly Warlick.
Finally, I have a special message and challenge to our fans and our supporters. You have helped to make the Lady Vol basketball very special, and I need you right now, I want you to listen to this, to step up more than ever to support our new head coach, Holly Warlick. It is now time to turn over my whistle to you.
Excited about taking on the new challenge, Holly plans to carry out Pat's standard policies on and off the floor.
You know, Pat and I have the same values, philosophy, and we really believe in defense, rebounding, making sure that the female athlete continues to go to class, and those things are not going to change.
Accepting the job of head coach will be a new role for Holly Warlick. But with Pat by her side, Lady Vol traditions never change. I'm Glory Johnson with UT Today.
Holly Warlick will be the first new head coach of the Lady Vols program since 1974. But she is definitely not a stranger to the courts of Thompson-Boling. As a former Lady Vol basketball star and assistant head coach, Warlick has been with Summitt for all 8 national titles. Warlick may not be a new face to UT, but one Lady Vol head coach definitely is. The women's soccer program has a new head coach on its field. Brian Penske may be new to UT, but he is a seasoned head coach with some big wins and honors under his belt. Reporter David Combe shows us what Penske says he'll bring to the women's soccer program here at UT.
Winning is important to every coach. But for first-year head coach Brian Penske, Forming relationships with the players and teaching them lifelong lessons is what he really wants to bring to UT.
When they leave here, I would love, it would mean the world to me, for them to be able to look back and say, these are some of the things that I learned from Brian.
To have fun, Penske tries to implement some of these lessons in practice, like during a facing drill. And Penske says even though they're joking around, he's teaching them something that could mean the difference in them winning or losing a game.
You know, we have a laugh. We talk about it. We like, you know, it's like relationships. It's like friends. Don't turn your back on them, you know, and don't turn your back on the game. Don't turn your back on the ball. Can you face the game at all times? It's such a little thing, but it can be the difference between getting a shot off on goal and winning a game, and never even, you know, knowing that a shot opportunity existed in that moment.
With limited practice time in the spring, Penske wants to focus on the little aspects of the game and not overcomplicate things.
Just trying to tweak some things and hone in on some things and really demand of, you know, these certain 4 or 5 things. And then in turn, as we get our new players in the fall, these kids can help teach that next group. I think we can be pretty good.
Reporting for UT Today, I'm David Comm.
Before coming to UT, Penske was the head coach of the women's soccer team at the University of Maryland for 7 years. During his time at Maryland, Penske made the Terps one of the most successful programs in the NCAA. Penske led the Terps to 3 top 11 finishes and 3 NCAA appearances. In 2010, Penske received the Soccer America National Coach of the Year and the ACC Coach of the Year award. Like its coaches, the Lady Vol logo has helped make UT women's athletics stand out in the NCAA. But now there are rumors circulating that this longtime symbol will be phased out. Lady Vol players say the orange, white, and baby blue symbolizes the hard work, dedication, and history of UT women's athletics. Reporter and former Lady Vol Glory Johnson shares what this logo means for the players who wear it and for those who have gone before them.
Being widely known as the Lady Vols, volleyball player Kylan Scheidt explains how renowned the Lady Vol logo truly is.
The Lady Vol logo is known, around the United States, and I think that it's part of what we are as athletes when we come to Tennessee is we are Lady Vols. We're not Vols, we're Lady Vols, and the T is definitely a representation of how we live our life on the court, off the court, and just around the community. And people know when they see the Lady Vol logo, they're like, oh, you're a Lady Vol? It's a big deal to everybody.
As a Lady Vol herself, Kylan believes the logo represents a lot more than just an icon.
I feel like if they got rid of it, then it wouldn't have as much meaning and have as much history as it, as if we just had the power T. And so I don't think that they should get rid of it because it's part of who we are as student athletes, as Lady Vols. We're not just Vols, we're Lady Vols, and I guess it would be disrespectful in a way to us student athletes and former student athletes that were Lady Vols.
Lady Vol basketball player Isabel Harrison also agrees that the Lady Vol logo should be worn.
We've created that, especially with, Pat doing that and everything. It's just tradition. Like, you always need that in any university that you go to. And having us to have it and represent it, I feel like we definitely need to keep it.
Along with these student athletes, interim vice chancellor and director of athletics Joan Cronin clears up any confusion on the release of the Lady Vol logo.
There's been discussion. We have merged our men's and women's programs, and as we go forward, but the Lady Vol logo is the best known logo for women in the world. I could be walking down the streets of Paris and have that logo on, and people would say, oh, you're from Tennessee. So my question to you, would McDonald's give up its arches? No. So that logo stands for integrity, it stands for class, it stands for women. We're going to keep the logo.
With such a prominent logo meaning a lot to more than just female student athletes, it's formally decided that the Lady Vol logo is here to stay. I'm Glory Johnson with UT Today.
Even though the men and women's programs have merged into one, the Lady Vol logo is here to stay. Lady Vol athletes, coaches, and fans are excited to know the logo will continue to be a memorable symbol in college sports. A logo is not the only force that brings a team together. Practicing all aspects of the game, especially passing, is what makes the women's volleyball team click. Even though it's their off-season, the volleyball players are hitting the ball and the court hard during their spring practices. Our own Tim DeMartin learned some passing pointers from the two players in this week's Tim's Tips.
First, the most important thing is our platform. You want your platform to be a flat platform so the ball has a flat surface to hit off of. So there's two ways you can hold your hand. So one hand's here and the other, you put it on top and put your thumbs here. Or another way
is you just make a fist with one hand and put the other hand over it like this.
Your feet shoulder width apart from right here, and then you bend your legs and have your like that. So that's just like a passing position.
Make sure that your chest is down.
Down, yes.
You don't want to pass like this.
Yeah.
What do we say about getting the ball out here and have a little passing?
Yeah, let's do it. This is working on your platform and just putting the ball right to target. So I'm just gonna slap the ball and toss it to her, and she's just gonna pass it right back to me. So here we go. See if you can try?
Yeah, let's try.
Right.
Let's get one here.
All right, ready?
You make it look so easy.
Call the ball.
Oh, yeah. See, now I'm so focused on the ball, I forget to call it. Here we go. Let's try it.
Nice.
What in the world is this thing right here?
This is the infamous catch it. This is gonna be your best friend in passing because that's like a perfect pass if you get anything in the catch it. Anywhere your platform is facing, that's probably where the ball is in going. So if I'm facing this way and I just pass the ball straight, it's gonna go right where I'm facing. So it's easier to drop your shoulder and then get the ball over
Is that why
way.
you practice it with the net over there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You do? Do you wanna give it a try?
Let's try it out.
All right.
Mine.
Oh, you got it. It's close. It's close.
I'm saying you were
That was
money
better.
over
That
here.
was better.
Mine.
Yes.
There it
Woo!
is. All
That
right.
away. That's it.
All right, guys, thank you so much.
Oh, no
Here
problem.
to Ellen and Jasmine,
Yeah.
teaching everyone here a little bit about some setting and some passing. Thanks for watching Tim's Tips.
Thanks, Tim. The volleyball team is looking to build onto last season's SEC championship run. The season will kick off for these ladies this fall. They may not be wearing the orange and white on any courts or fields, but one group on campus is making UT shine. Since 1882, the Knights of Columbus have been supporting the Catholic Church and communities spanning across the globe. But right here on campus, the UT Knights are working hard to make the community and the university better. Reporter David Combe shows us how the UT Knights are making a difference here on campus.
For the past 5 years, the University of Tennessee Knights of Columbus have been working to serve its church and community. With events like their monthly pancake breakfast, Grand Knight Jesse Buttram says this is a great way for guys to get involved.
We have pancake breakfasts that's mostly for the parishioners of the church. We try to, it's one of the chances for us to make ourselves more visible around the parish, and it's just a good time to have interaction with those people.
While flipping pancakes and cracking eggs might not seem like a big deal, Blessed John XXIII's pastor Father Charlie Donahue says these nights' pancake breakfasts have become important to the parish.
A number of families have made part of their Sunday that support of the Knights. And at the same time, the Knights have been instrumental in helping these families come together.
But the UT Knights' work does not stop with what they do around the church. They also sponsor 2 interfaith events a year, a food festival, and a softball tournament. While there are para-Christian and non-denominational events on campus, Father Donahue points out that the Knights are the only group to host actual interfaith events.
If we talk about interfaith stuff together, it both is a source of embarrassment and pride for me to say the only interfaith stuff that gets done on campus right now, on this whole campus right now, is the Knights of Columbus Interfaith Food Fest and the Knights of Columbus Interfaith Softball Game.
And for Buttram and the Knights, it's all about serving God and the community. Reporting for UT Today, I'm David Combe.
UT is the only school in the state to have an active College Knights Council. In order to become part of the Knights, you must be a Catholic male and at least 18 years old. And that ends our show for tonight. Tune in tomorrow at 7 p.m. for more stories from UT's campus. Thanks for watching. I'm Brittany Nada. Good night.